Hey, hey,
Hello, hello, hello.
how's everyone doing? Put the mic up a little bit.
I'm burnt. I'm still burnt. Like everything I
The
do,
raccoon eyes.
it's getting worse and worse and worse.
So we already have a few people in the chat here. Marilyn, my moderator for tonight. Little homestead by the beach. Thank you. Homesteading hustled. Said she was gonna. Well, she or he is gonna be here for the first 20 minutes. So we're gonna give him time to come back. Patrick is here.
Hello,
Annie,
Patrick.
homemade.
Hello,
Joe and
Marilyn.
Susan off grid homestead. I see Lynn as well.
Hello,
Hello
Lynn.
and welcome everyone.
Is Joe and Sue one of your viewers?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's another Canadian YouTubers.
In Ontario, they
Yeah.
just watched my video from the conference, and they commented, and they said that they were 4 hours away from the conference, and it would be a little bit tricky for them to assist. And I told them that I was live on a channel, not knowing it was one of your viewers. So, hi,
Well,
Joansu.
we've been following each other for a little while now. So yeah, I traveled 12 hours to go there and another 12 hours to come back home. Hello, Elizabeth. Hey, Chris and Larry Homestead, welcome.
Well, the way you did it is perfect. Obviously, you
Yeah,
have to take vacation to make it work, and you had your wife to stay at home to help you out with farm chores, but you divided your trip in multiple stops because
yeah.
if
She
you would
she
have done
didn't
it,
want to come.
well,
She
if you
was
would
she
have
was
done,
invited,
uh-huh.
but she didn't want to come. It's not her thing, and that's fine. I mean, I told her like if you don't want to come, that's fine by me. But I'm going, and I'm going again next year. That's for
Oh,
sure.
me too. I don't think I would be able to sleep over. Like I was saying to, I can't remember if it was Joe or Sue that commented. Even though I'm 2 hours and 50 minutes away from the home from the conference, I can't sleep over. I maybe next year, like I'll get in on Friday night and then leave on Saturday night. Like I would leave late on Friday night and then go to the conference. That could actually be done. But actually sleeping over like multiple days like you did, I don't think it would be possible because no one would do my work. And
Yeah,
in early May, there's so much to be done.
there was a few incidents when I was gone. Um,
Casualties,
I
casualties.
lost some pepper plants. The thing is, the kids were not feeling too well, so they decided they wanted to sleep in my bed, and my mom decided she was going to sleep upstairs. So the kids sleeping in our bedroom, the light stayed on, so
they they
they
cooked.
kind of burned my pepper plants. Well, it's not that bad. Well, it's not that bad because I didn't really have a spot to put them. It was just like, okay, I'm gonna plant a bunch of stuff, and whatever I got extra, I'm gonna give it away or sell it or whatever. Um,
Yeah, but
but
California wonders, the peppers you told me you lost, you can find them at local nurseries like six for a certain amount of dollars or 12. They sell
yeah,
very often
probably.
in cell packs.
And
But
yeah, I'm hoping that I,
yes,
I think
Annie,
I
you
have a
have
few
to
more.
come next year. You have to come and eat. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's okay. I agree. Everyone that didn't have a chance to come, you have to make it next year. It's always doable. There's always a way. And if Manon would have decided to come with me, I mean, I would have paid a kid somewhere to come and feed my animals.
You
It
have
would
to
have been
have a
tough for the plants,
system.
but
If you're sleeping over a couple of nights away from the homestead, you have to have a plan. It has to be planned in advance, and obviously you have
yeah,
to find some places to sleep so that you don't pay hotels because hotels are very expensive.
yeah,
But the most important thing to plan is your animals.
yeah.
And if
Especially the
you
rabbits if it gets warm.
yeah.
But it's not that warm at this time of year at my place, so they
No,
didn't.
well, temperatures were perfect at the time we traveled. It was not too cold, not too hot.
Yeah, we will plan something for next year. Get someone to stay here, keep an eye on everything. Yeah, that's the way to go. Like Andy said, I was lucky that I had my girlfriend. Well, lucky and not. Like I wish she would have come, but she didn't want to come, so she stayed here. And I told the kids like, you have to take care of the animals. This is your chore for the weekend. Like I said, I lost a few pepper plants, but the rest, everything survived. The animals were fed. They were, they got water. I even had Anthony going out with a little. I kind of think it's a kid's toy, little bow and arrow. The
I
one
saw
from
that.
Walmart and like $40 for like 8 to 12 years old kid. And he went in the chicken coop, and he got. I think he's up to three mouses now. They're rats or mice or I don't know. They're pretty big anyway. He gets them with the bow and
Where does
arrow
he catch them?
in my garage. They're
Right.
either
Well,
in my chicken coop or traveling around the house. So they're all over the place. I have holes all over my
well, is your
my land
feed
right
on
now.
the ground?
Never on purpose. It happens once in a while. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. If something gets in the chicken coop, let's just say that the chickens, you know how they are. They see something moving, they go at it.
Yeah.
And I found two
I had
dead, killed by the chickens.
well, the chickens, if they feel threatened, they're gonna attack for sure. If it's a mice, I don't think they're gonna attack a rat. I did have one last year. I find it odd because there was only one. Usually, I was told that rats are like
In packs.
in packs. I don't know if it's the correct word. We had like a solo one, and we couldn't catch him at all. Like he would leave his droppings. We tried everything, but he was fed by the chicken food. So the chickens would eat, and then when they move their heads, the feed would drop on the ground,
Hmm.
and then the rat would have food. And he lasted all winter. We tried catching him all winter, and God knows for what reason the 5-gallon bucket DIY redneck thing worked for us to catch it. Every single other things we tried to catch, it did not work. This one worked.
Simple
So
things. Always.
sometimes
I have to do
DIY.
one of those. I have to do one of those. That's my plan for the weekend. Hopefully, I can make it work. It's not something
Yeah.
that I like to show on YouTube because there's always people, oh, you can kill animals, but it has to be done. They're coming in my house.
Well, if it's in your house, obviously, like they can do whatever they want outside, but in your house, it's your house.
Yeah, but even in
Obviously.
my garage, like I don't want them destroying my stuff on my property.
Yeah.
Like I saw the damage they've done in my garden bed, strawberry garden bed. I think I saved pretty much all of my strawberries. I'm lucky, but I'm pretty sure there's a couple dead for sure.
They might
So
pop up. They might come back.
yeah, maybe, but I don't want to take the risk. I'm seeing Bushwhacker Mountain Co TV here. Welcome to the
Matt,
chat. Thank you for being here.
Madeline, like your husband or boyfriend, he's a keeper.
That's what she said when we got home.
Yeah, he's a keeper. Like, my husband, I asked him to open and close the high tunnel because, like I didn't
Get
take out any plants. I just left all the plants in my high tunnel that was sleeping there already in the plant daycare, like Madeline says. And that day, I did not take out my any of my plants. They stayed inside, and he just opened and closed the high tunnel, and that was it. He didn't do anything else with my plants. He obviously took care of the kids, so I can't complain. But
Yeah,
if I would have to ask him to take out 8 or 10 flats, I don't think he would have loved me.
I told the kids and my girlfriend that I wanted the flowers and the plants to be watered at least every second day,
Hmm.
and yeah, the animals obviously every day, and that the animals was done. The plants, I don't mind. Like you said, I can always go and buy something
It's
in the nursery
it's not the
somewhere.
best thing, but it's option B.
Yeah, and I got home and everything was great except for those couple of pepper plants right in the middle. Like I lost maybe like 30 of them, but I had like 72, so I should be all right.
You should be fine. You should be fine.
Should be fine. It was over 30 Celsius here today. Nice. The warmest we've had was yesterday, I think, at plus 23.
We are currently outside 29 with humidex 33.
Nice.
right
I wish I
now.
would have that here.
Oh God, no, no, seriously, over 30, it it's heavy. Cause
26 is the best.
yeah,
Warm
26,
enough to go in the pool.
yeah, like 26, 28 tops. But as soon as you hit you reach that 30 and like full sun, no clouds, I have a hard time.
Your son was babysitting your dog, baby steps. Next year, he's going to have to babysit chickens and probably rabbits and probably something else because once you start, you can't stop, Patrick.
The
Telling you
gateway to
now.
homesteading starts with chickens. So as soon as you'll get your chickens, you're gonna
Yeah.
some animals or something is gonna happen.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We have a sliding camper for the truck so we can get off grid. We can upgrade and cook our own food, etc. Motels and food. I was lucky because when I left, I had a chance to get, like, I picked up Marilyn at Rivière du Loup. So we split the expenses to Quebec. It was I did about 3 hours by myself and then another 3 hours with Marilyn. And then we arrived at Darren's place, Thorhaven Farm. They were very nice. Darren and Brigitte were amazing. We felt home right away. You get there. It was kind of new because it was all a bunch of people that we've met through YouTube that we've been talking to for a while, and just to see everyone for the first time. But it wasn't awkward. It wasn't weird. It was just like, hey, we're here with family, and like, okay, go in the fridge if you need anything. We have two showers. We have this and that. You have this bed. You have this bedroom, and you have this, and
And the
we
hot
felt
tub.
home right away. Yeah,
And
and
the
I
hot
had the chance to go in the hot tub and sit on the Viking chair. So that was pretty awesome. And then the next day, the next morning, we left early, the four of us. We drove to Ontario. Darren's parents have a cabin right beside a nice, beautiful lake. It's a lake called Buckshot Lake.
It was three
So,
hours from the conference.
uh, no, we were about an hour from the
Oh
conference.
yes, it's true. It's an hour from the conference. Sorry.
Yeah. And so, yeah, we got there, unpacked our stuff. We got, we picked our rooms and everything. And then we went over at Mike and Angie's place and me and New Acres because they were just literally 15 minutes away. So I had a chance to try the famous lasagna from
Lasagna.
Andy, and it was delicious. And then the next day was a conference, and had a chance to meet a bunch of wonderful people there as well. I saw you there for the first time. It
Yep.
was so nice. It felt, I don't know about you, but it felt like we've known each other forever, and it was just like brother and sister, seeing each other for the first time
Yeah.
in like 5 years.
There was
That's how it felt for me.
there was like this 10 seconds or like 30 seconds before I arrived. I was like super nervous, but I'm I've spoken to him so many times. I've seen him in so many lives, and then it was finished. Like as soon as I said hi and gave you a hug and gave Marilyn a hug, it was finished. Like that little awkward
Yeah.
moment was finished. It was like I spent hours talking to you, and I've seen you like 1,000 times, but it was actually the first time that I was seeing you.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, and it felt kind of the same way with everyone.
Yeah,
I saw Mike and Angie, and it was just like handshake, hug, and welcome to my place, and this is where I'm building the house. This is where I built the barn, and these are the goats, and like,
mm.
all right, let's go.
Well,
And-
we already know part of their story because we follow them as
yeah,
viewers on their YouTube channel.
yeah,
But it's fun to see the other side of a person. Like there's the YouTuber, there's the homesteader, but there's actually the person, and that was the only thing that was missing for us, like to have like the feeling of the person, and it was fun to get to know that side of everyone.
oh yeah, it was pretty nice for sure. And I mean, after the conference, we headed over to the cabin where Bridget cooked delicious rabbit. And Hickory Craft Farm came over. Me and New Acres. There was myself, Marilyn, Darren and Brigitte, and we spent the night. We had a few drinks. We talked. We we laughed so much. It's like for about 4 or 5 hours, every single person that was talking was funny. I don't know if it was a long trip that made everything funnier, but I
Or
don't know. It was
maybe
just something like, yeah, the drinking maybe. I don't know, but it was just like we had a blast. It was, you
I'm sure
know,
it was fun.
I'm not gonna talk about it because it was a lot of what
Yeah.
happens at the cabin
What's
stays at the
the
cabin,
yeah that I was gonna say? What happens if the cabin stays at the cabin?
but there was nothing bad. Like everything was just a bunch of people that were having fun. That's all. We bought those plugs and things that emit a sound only rodents can hear, and it has helped a lot. I might have to look into that. It's a good thing my hubby came. He was a camera for a lot of people's pictures. Yeah,
Yes, yes, that was fun. Well, like obviously, like it was not like his piece of pie, but he was there. He was supporting Lynn. It was super fun meeting her husband. Like the she's the face, like she said, of Bucket List Homestead, but he's also part of it. But he's like the physical leader and supporter of Lynn, which is cute because it takes a team to make it work.
yeah, exactly. Feels like 32 here. We're way too hot.
Yeah.
Should be 16.
Yes, it
I,
should be 16.
I wish it was just a little bit warmer because I had a rabbit that was supposed to be due on. Well, I bred her on the 14th of April. So according to my calculations, 31 or 35 days should have been starting Sunday until maybe like Wednesday. And yeah, yesterday I got a message at work. I was at work. I got a message saying that the
Cuckoo.
babies were there. Hello, the babies are here.
Some
What?
breeds are 28 days, if my memory's correct.
Could
The
be.
smaller they are, closer to 28 days they are, the bigger they are. Like I have a Géant de Flamme. She's 30 to 32 days.
Okay, that would make sense. I don't know why I have 31 days in my head.
Well,
Um,
what you usually do is when you breed them, you don't count that day. Like you look at your calendar, let's just say what today's day is May 13th. I would write that around June 10th to June 15th. I would
yeah.
have babies.
Well, this time I was ready. I had a little nesting box put aside, and I kept making sure that she had everything she needed. Like, I mean, I feed all the animals, but a pregnant mama, you tend to go a little bit more often to make sure
Yeah.
that she has water, the water's clean, that she has enough feed, a piece of lettuce here and there during the week. Um, and I noticed that she was starting to remove her hair. So I'm like, okay, now this is about to happen. So I got everything ready, and then the next day, here they were.
Marilyn said that when they remove their fur, within 48 hours the babies are born. It's either 24 or 48 hours that the babies are born.
Hello, Ecocentric. Welcome to the live stream.
I think you're
Um,
behind on comments a little bit.
yeah, I'm like 7 minutes behind. That's
Okay,
fine.
not too bad. Catch up. I'm
No,
not going to say anything.
that's all right. That's all right. No worries. We're a team. Remember, you
Yes.
can go further in the chat, and I'll catch up eventually. So, Ecocentric, next year you should try to make the trip to come to the conference as well. I know it's probably further for you, but we had a blast. It was so much fun to meet like-minded people. It was amazing.
You stop feeling alone.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it was a family,
Mm.
like we got there and it was suddenly, I don't know, I missed the kids, I missed my girlfriend, but I wish it would have just appeared there with me,
Yeah.
and I wish that moment would have lasted forever. Like it was,
Mm.
like I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like I kind of fell in love with the way of life and
Yep.
everything they do down there. Like it's insane.
I
And
arrived at 9:30 that morning and I left I think 45 minutes after you. And I could have stayed there till like nightfall.
yeah,
I probably would have missed dinner all over. Like I needed more talk, but you guys
But
left to go get your rabbit at the cottage. I'm sure we could have stayed there for hours and actually eat in the parking lot.
yeah, probably. And you told me after that you felt, um, you were kind of jealous of me because I had a chance to be there and live all
Yeah.
that. But after I got home, I'm like, okay, she's jealous of me. But then again, you live 2, 3 hours from all of those amazing people. You
I
can go and see
live
them.
3 hours, almost and a half from Angie.
Okay.
I think I live 4 hours away from Darren. I
Okay.
think makes sense because Quebec City is about 3.5 hours, and he said he's about an hour from Quebec City. So for sure,
Yeah, but
4 hours.
I think he's like in line with Quebec. So depending on where you
Yeah,
live, it might be less.
and then
Hickory Croft, maybe.
Patrick, I think he's the closest. No, he's 3 hours also because
Okay.
he's
Well, 3 hours. It's maybe
yeah,
not something you can do on a weekend, but
no.
you can
Well, this
go.
year it's not possible for me to actually get in my car, drive 3 hours, 3 hours and a half back and forth.
Yeah.
Closer to 2 hours, it's easier for me. So what we could do is like do like a meetup in Ottawa. Like go out, arrive in the morning in a park, spend the entire day at the park and just chat. Like it would be like halfway for everyone. And we could do the same thing with the homesteading in Quebecers. So there's me, there's Marilyn. Well, Marilyn is further. So like we would have to meet probably near Quebec City
Yeah.
or
That's what
like
we were saying too. Like the middle of everyone will
yeah.
probably be Darren's place.
Well,
So
Darren,
Darren, if you're watching this at some point, we're all gonna crash your place. Bring some tents and go to
yeah,
camping ground somewhere. It'd be nice.
yeah. So it is possible, but like for me, past 3 hours, I haven't driven that long in a very long time. Like I used to drive to Toronto like every year back and forth, and I didn't mind. Like I just need to spread my legs after 3 4 hours, like go to the bathroom, eat, and stuff like that, and then
Mhm.
no worries. I drove 7 hours nonstop from New Brunswick to Lebec in Quebec. I had to stop once or twice to put gas, like to stretch my legs. But since I became a homesteader and with everything going on with the last 2 years, I actually rarely did more than 30 minutes. So that drive, that 2 hours and 15 minutes, was my first in like many, many years.
It's like driving a bicycle, though. You can't really lose it.
Yeah,
You get more tired because you.
I was more tired because I had COVID like 3 weeks prior to
Yeah.
the conference, and like I still have some um bad things. Like I'm around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, like I crashed a little bit. But Saturday, like I was super high on emotion, and I only crashed like around. Thank God, I only crashed around 9 o'clock at night. But like I was scared that I was gonna fall asleep around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon and go like, guys, I have to go in my car. I have to go like do like a
It's
power nap.
probably
But
you're probably pushed by the adrenaline.
probably, but this week I found that it was a little bit more difficult for me. Like
Okay.
with all that emotion, everything came down, and like I pushed myself the week before, like to plant everything in the garden for me to come to the homestead to the conference. Like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it was harder on me. And now, like, I'm slowly getting back in the groove, but like 30 degrees since Wednesday, like, I go plant shopping instead.
Well, that's the thing. Same for me. Like I feel like you try to prepare, get as much done before you leave. I left for 5 days and I arrived home and it's like, okay, I'm 2 weeks behind. Like, what the
Yeah, well,
hell?
I was not behind, but I was not ahead. Hello, Serge.
Hello, self. Carpenter self reliance as well is
So
here.
for me to like be okay to come to the conference, I worked my ass off from 7 o'clock in the morning till 8, 9 o'clock at night. In that, I was a mom, a homesteader, a housewife, cooking, cleaning, the clothes, folding the clothes, putting the clothes away, like every single hours of the day were calculated. I was pushing, 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 so that on Friday it was only catching up on my to-do list, and I almost finished doing everything I wanted because I was at the conference on Saturday and it was Mother's Day on Sunday. So I went to see my mom. So I did not work on Sunday. So I had to make sure that everything was done so that I could go. Like my husband was home. So if there was any like stuff that I forgot to do, he would have called me and say, "Oh, I think that there's a problem with this." But technically, I've done everything I could before I went to the conference.
You probably felt more relaxed knowing that everything was already done. Like even if you know, like even me, I knew my girlfriend was here. If something really needed to get done, I could
Yeah.
have even called my brother and say, "Hey, can you go home and
Well, I
check
was
this or check that?" But
since I was only leaving for that day, the minute I walked out of the house and hit the road, I said, whatever happens. If I lose plants in 24 hours, I'm going to lose a plant. Like, who cares? Unless, like, it's something like I really, really cherished. But I was only gone for like less than 16 hours. So I doubted that something bad would have happened. My animals, my livestock, anything can happen on any days.
yeah,
So, but obviously he's home. So if there was a situation that needed to be addressed, he was there.
Patrick, I said what happens at the cottage stays at the cottage. You're not
I
supposed to
heard
talk about
Anny
that
did
stuff.
the chicken dance. Oh!
You
Rumors,
only dreamed it
rumors,
was true.
rumors.
You guys want proofs? You're not gonna get any because there's none. Patrick wasn't there, so he's lying.
Yes, but it only takes a little bit of convincing, and
With
the
a few
rumors start.
drinks, I'm not hard to convince.
Oh
With
no, the Borat kit, you would.
I don't know. After a few more drinks, maybe a
They
few hours
remove their
before.
hair like a few hours before or
Oh
during
yeah,
dinner.
okay.
Okay,
I
so
thought
it's
it was like 2-3 days before.
okay, so it's within the last 24 hours.
Marilyn, don't make rumors now.
That's what I told you. When you open a can of worms, sometimes funny things can happen.
I think I would remember though if that happened.
Well, alcohol sometimes has that effect.
Yeah, I never drank enough to forget. I never
Okay.
get to that point.
Well, I wasn't there, so I can't say it happened or did.
It's nice to see people who are also addicted to buying seeds.
We're
Yeah,
not
buying plants
addicted.
also.
We're not addicted. We have a collection of seeds.
2 hours and 10 minutes for you guys. Nice.
So I'm probably about the same time away from Lynn.
Patrick's about 2 hours from Valley Field.
Okay, so he's 2 hours and 45 minutes from my house. So that would be I would be able to go and visit.
He said everybody's 2 hours away from him. I want to move
Well,
there.
where he's located, he is nicely positioned. Like he can go to Darren in probably in 2.5 hours.
Nice.
Same at my house. The conference I think was 3 hours and a half for him. I think he's like nicely situated in Quebec. He's close to Coaticook.
I don't know those places too much.
You don't know the ice cream Coaticook?
Nope.
Really?
Well, I don't go to Quebec often.
Well, it's in your grocery store.
Oh.
It's a 2-liter round ice cream. It's all red with transparent or white writing. It says Coaticook. Really?
Right
Okay.
here.
Okay,
I'll
well,
have to check tomorrow. If I find some, I'll send you a picture and we'll laugh about it. But
it's
I
an
doubt it.
amazing ice cream.
Quebec or Sherbrooke will probably be somewhere in the middle. Yeah. That's why we were thinking about Darren's place. If
Yeah, Sherbrooke is closer to me. I think Sherbrooke is 2 hours and same thing. I think it's the same distance, Sherbrooke, from the conference.
we could always just go and rent a camping ground somewhere and meet up in a place like that. We don't need to wait to the conference.
obviously. But like now our season starts, so we're gonna have to wait
Yeah,
in the
no,
fall.
it's harder, but I mean, like maybe the first week of July. If you know there's rain coming and you don't necessarily need to water the plants, you're in a time where you can't really harvest. You
I
might
completely.
have a few weeds when you come back. You get someone to feed the animals, you could be fine.
Here I can't. It's 30 degrees in July and I have to water like crazy.
Oh yeah, but you can't. You're not allowed to.
No, well, I told you I'm going to harvest the water.
Can't
uh,
drive. Drove about half an hour, come back, and almost fell asleep. I
really?
was yeah, I was amazed about the way that my drive went because I drove 6 hours to make it to Darren's place, another 6 hours to come back. But I also drove from Hickorycroft to like Quebec border, so it was about another 3 hours that I drove. And I thought I was gonna get tired at some point, but I was okay. So,
Yeah, but your adrenaline level were probably like off the roof.
oh, probably, yeah. Like I mean, I still can't believe everything that happened. To me, I don't know if it's just a dream or if it really happened. It's like
No, it didn't. I reassure you, it did happen.
my Glenn might have to come by helicopter. I know she was talking about taking a plane to make it to directly to Ottawa, but I don't know. She would need someone to pick her up there. That would be doable as well, I guess. And there's also Ren's Homestead that we're talking about maybe making it to the conference next year. So we'll talk to them. Maybe we can all travel together. I don't know. We'll have to
We
see. I guess
might
with all the
like
kids.
double in YouTubers and homesteading, just us.
Yeah,
Like, we might double. Like, most of the homesteaders found out last minute and they weren't able to make it work. I
yeah.
have a feeling that next year it's going to double in amount of people.
I'm just hoping that everything goes according to plan and I can still make it. But I'm already planning on it. Like I have a few vacation days left. I'm going to keep it for the conference. I'm going to start putting money aside and put put money in my bank account somewhere. Like
Hmm.
there's no doubt that I'm going, even if I have to sleep in my Jeep. I'm going.
Ask,
So
instead of receiving gifts at your birthday or at Christmas, ask gas cards.
yeah, I will. Um, but then again, if they buy Irving or Esso, I haven't seen many Essos and there's not many Irvings on the Quebec side
If
in Ontario. It would have to be Petro Canada or
Well, Petro, if you know that there's a lot of Petro Canada, do you have some in your area?
there might be. Yeah,
Because
there
you
was
can get
one shut
you
down a while back,
you
but
can get Petro points, and then you have free gas. But if it's not like in near your area, well then driving 5 hours tomorrow to see our grandson. He's turning 6. Nice.
well, at least if you guys can do it this way, someone stays home and takes care of the everything else. Still pretty cool.
It's not ideal, but
No, it'd be fun to travel together. I mean, I would love to bring my two daughters next year. I don't know how that would work out.
it's
They would
like
love the conference, and they can sleep in the
I'm
boys.
scared that they're gonna get bored. You know, as adults, we start chatting all the
Yeah,
time. And I was thinking of bringing my daughter, and I don't know if there's no kids there. I'm
yeah.
not
We need to
sure.
talk to each other, and if one wants to bring the kids, and everyone can bring their kids,
Mm,
it might be
yeah,
different.
but then again, it's my me time, so I'm
Yeah,
not sure. I'm
there's
not
also
sure.
that. There's also
Yeah, like kidless
yeah,
homesteadless. It was like epic. I had only
yeah. For you, you
myself
had
to
the best
take
of both
care.
worlds,
Yeah, it was a lot of timing and preparation, but it was so worth it.
and you take a day off, you never get it back. But sometimes you can, do a little bit extra every day, and eventually you can catch up. But 5 days is a
Well,
lot to catch
the
up.
fact that they're doing it in May, if you calculate your things in the 10 days before the conference, like you work 10-15 minutes extra every single day. If you are full-time worker, and you can only give like 15 to 20 minutes every day, you could make it work. Like you're going to buy that 1 or 2 day. If you can give half an hour or an hour every day, obviously you're going to be tired because you're going to work overtime, but it's doable. But 5 days, if I would have left for 5 days, I'd probably be pulling my hair out. Like I would be so behind on everything.
Oh, well, I am behind. Well, I'm lucky I was able to do my videos. Like, I wanted to release every single day of my trip as one video. The only day I didn't film much was on the day I was driving back because there was really nothing to show for. I saw two moose on my way back home, so I stopped on the side of the road and took like a 10 seconds video. Um, the video is coming out tomorrow morning. I think I'm just waiting for Scarlett to answer me and make sure that she's all right with me taking a piece of
Oh,
her video.
the video we talked about, yeah.
Yeah. It's just it's actually to give a shout out to everyone that was there.
Hmm.
Everyone presented themselves, and I doubt she'll say no, but I want to make sure anyway. I don't want her to come and say, "Hey, you took my video and didn't ask." I put her name, like, I'm thanking her for for the little piece of video and everything, but I want to I want to know before to make sure.
Did you read the comment of Bucket of Lynn? She said she hugged more people Saturday than over the last 2 years.
Yeah, I posted it on screen
Oh,
for a
I
few
didn't
minutes.
see it. I'm sorry. It's so true, Lynn. It was. Well, I'm happy in a way that this year was the first because they tried to make one last year. It didn't work. They tried to make one the year before. It did not work because of COVID restrictions. And if you would have went last year, we wouldn't even able to hug. Like
Yeah.
we wouldn't even be able to be close. Well, technically, we're still in like in restrictions. Like we're not supposed to stay like too close. But at least no one bothered us. Like for us, like to hug
Well, it was
in
all happening outside as well. Like,
yeah. Well, I'm
but
not used to it. We still have masks in Quebec.
yeah, until tomorrow, right?
Yeah, May 14th. Oh, we're Friday the 13th. Oh,
Ooh,
ooh! I didn't even realize that.
I never believed in that stuff
Oh God,
until March, Friday the 13th, 2020.
what happened?
That's when all this stuff started.
Oh
All the
yeah,
bad
yeah,
things that
true.
happened in the
I
last
sorry, I
year.
didn't click. I think I see it was March 17th.
Okay, well, I remember on Friday the 13th, there was no school because of a snowstorm, and all the professional sports started at the same time. And there was like the last day that we actually had like freedom with everything.
I think I
After
see it.
that, it was
It was a
restrictions
little bit
after
later than
restrictions.
that. It was closer. I think it's in March. I can't remember. It's. I saw my parents for their 50th wedding anniversary on March 7th, and then within a week after that, everything closed. Hello,
I
Darren.
I Darren, and I see that everyone in the chat is kind of late on their editing, so I'm not the only one. Hey, Darren, I don't know if you heard a little bit earlier. We are all gonna crash your place at some point. We don't know when.
He's gonna
Um,
have to do like Mike, a pole barn with a loft on top with beds.
yeah, if you invite us in, in the winter, then you might
Hmm.
be safe and not see us. Still have your rabbit scratches on my hand. Yeah, you wanted to touch a little baby rabbit? That's what
Hmm.
happens. I have the incubator at my feet here because, yeah, that's, I save money on gas. I save money on hotels. So I figured it was right there on the shelf looking at me. So why not buy an incubator?
He was telling you, Remy, buy
Well, yeah.
me.
Uh, I was over at Hickory Crofts, and Stephanie asked me, "Well, you want some eggs? Like, I'll sell you the chickens, but you can also bring some eggs and see if you can, get some chicks." I'm like, "Well, I don't have an incubator now." Oh, well, it's up to you, Well, I'll put them under a broody hen. Okay, so I'll give you some eggs. And then on our way to Darren's place, I'm like, I should try to look for an incubator somewhere. And
Yep.
then we got there with Brigitte and Marilyn, and Marilyn's like, I think they have some at BMR. So I'm like, okay, I'll check. And there was one in La Pocatière, but like 20 minutes after we left, we stopped by at BMR in Pont Rouge, I think it's called, and they had some right there. So it's at my feet right now. I have it
Mhm.
right there.
Did you check if they were fertile? If they were fertile?
They're supposed to be. It's just day 3 now, so I'm not gonna touch them for now.
No, I think it's a little bit too early. I haven't done eggs in a very long time.
Yeah, I think you have to wait until at least 6 7 days to see if there's anything.
I had a
But I
made in
prefer leaving them
China.
there.
I had a made in China one, and I had a hard time keeping the humidity at the right level,
Okay.
and I had to assist every single chick
Well,
to be born. Like none of
so,
them were able to crack their eggs. Like they started doing it, and I was like the first batch I bought. Most of them died because I didn't assist them, and then I had to assist them all. And then I started having casualties because you're not supposed to assist them. And then it died on me. There was eggs inside. I was so happy. I lost. I think there was like 12 or 14 eggs. They were
oh,
at day 10, and I had to throw them out. I had no birdie hen, and I wasn't even able to buy
yeah.
an
Stuff
incubator. They were sold out everywhere. So
Yeah.
thank God they were given to me because I would have lost that investment. So
I
that's when I decided to either stop and invest in the incubator when I have a farm, like an actual farm, or invest in a brood hen.
and
So
did you get the broody hen?
no,
Not yet.
no. I kind of put all those um, on the back burner for now
Well,
because I would be stuck with roosters, and I don't want that.
yeah, in a place where people complain about animals having roosters,
God,
it's not the
they
best.
complain because I have cords of wood that I stacked. I have 5 cords of wood. I have 2 boys. What do you think they do? They play on the wood, and then the wood falls on the ground, and they complain. They call the city and they complain that my wood is not stacked. So can you imagine if I have like 5 6 roosters?
Yeah.
They're gonna love me. But lesson to be learned: if you want to become a homesteader, pick a nice neighborhood. Seriously.
Yeah. I was talking to my friend Veronique on my way home, and I sent her a picture of the incubator I bought, and it's one that's it's digital, and like you set the temperature, and it has humidity automatically, um, setting itself up. So I didn't put a single drop of water, and I put it in the basement, of course, where my computer room is,
Hmm.
and humidity is at 48% right now.
So
But it's a
your
dry hatch.
conditions in your house is perfect for the eggs to hatch.
I guess so. So what I'm gonna do is wait until um, lockdown, and I might have to had a drop or two of water, but that's it.
I just saw Annie's comment. I'm not bringing my kids.
Uh,
I wonder why, Annie. I
yeah,
wonder
no bringing
why.
kids.
She has 6 kids, and her youngest is 3 year old. So I'm sure that it's gonna be like her day off if she comes at the conference.
Yeah, my kids would have hated it, but they're older, so we can leave them. Yeah, like as I'm easy to convince. I I would love for them to experience that. I would love for them to see, like, when we pass through Montreal, to see the big city, what it really looks like, to see the traffic, because as much as it sucks, it's kind of fun to see the first time. It's something that you have to see at least once in your life. Uh,
Traffic
well,
or
it's
Montreal?
both.
Oh God, they can see. They don't need to see traffic. They're gonna find out the hard way when they get home.
Yeah, well, we go to Moncton, but to Moncton, there's no traffic.
You
Like,
guys
I
don't
mean,
really have that much traffic.
no, never. Like, I go to Campbellton, and it's 20 minutes away, and I get pissed at cars in front of me, and there's like one car, and that's it. So,
I hate traffic. I hate
I hate it
traffic.
too.
No, well, I worked 30 minutes away from downtown Montreal. I worked in Ville Saint Laurent, which is like a big town of offices and stuff like that. Uh, it used to take me up to 2 hours, like an hour to 2 hours every single morning to commute to go to my work. And if there was no traffic, it was 26 minutes. And it took me between an hour to 2 hours. And if there was a snowstorm, okay,
Oh,
wait, not your snowstorm, Montreal snowstorm. You know, no, like you can barely see. Just 2 hours and a half to get to work.
wow.
It was ridiculous. Like I actually left the big cities and they're building condos in my town. They just bought lots and my husband told me they're going to build condos and I'm like, we should move because traffic is going to get into our village and I don't
Oh,
want traffic. I hate traffic.
yeah, I hate it too. That's why I live in the country.
Yeah.
I
Well,
see Michael Sharp is in here, and
hello, Michael.
I said
Michael.
hello to Darren. Hickorycroft is here. Harvey Black too, and Honey Badger's Homestead. I don't know if I'm missing anyone. If I do, I'm sorry. My scroll, like trying to scroll down, and it keeps going up and down by itself. I touch one button, and suddenly I'm way down, and I don't know what's going on. But
Lynn says that next year she's going to bring her travel chair. We should have asked Darren to flip his truck the other way, and I could have put my car the other way and opened like the hatch in the back, and we would have able to sit down and relax. And Steph actually brought some beverages for us, and we were too busy talking, and she forgot. But definitely next year we should bring like little chairs, tables, and like to sit and chat. And I seriously, we should find a way and ask Macy if we can eat there. Like stay there
yeah,
and eat there or go somewhere else.
and even put tents there and sleep there. I wouldn't mind. Like Patrick had his tent on board, and he's like, "I'll sleep wherever. Like I don't mind sleeping in minus
I don't
one
know.
temperature."
It has to be. It's like part of a contract, so you probably would like when Macy rents the lot. She probably would have to ask if we're able to sleep there.
Yeah, or
I
we
know
can go at Chris and Steph's place and crash their place.
there's many places, many places.
I was talking to Marilyn here in Ontario. It was Friday the 13th when the world went upside down. Yeah, here as well. We were saying a day off is like two. Yeah, you
Yeah, but
take.
think of it. You took 2 days, but when you came back, how did you feel? Like I was so energized, so filled with so much positive. Like I was driving back home and I was like so happy that I went. Like I could have went like, oh, I have too many things going on. Like I need to plant stuff in my garden. No, I don't want to do it. Like blah blah blah, and find all the excuses in the world. I was behind, but the fact that I went, I left the homestead. I met people. I was able to talk with Lynn about seeds, and I was able to meet you. I was like, when I came back home, I was so happy. Like my smile was like up to here. And if I had like a bad day or bad moment, or I was in a bad situation in my life, I turned that page by going there.
Yeah,
Like it made me so happy to finally be able to be myself and chat about seeds, plants, homestead chickens, and not have that look like, aren't you tired of
you
talking about that
crazy?
tomato? Are you crazy? Like, What do you want from me? Like, I was able like to be myself 100%. So I'm gonna take those 2 days behind a couple times a year. If
Yeah,
I
I
can.
always say like it's the same at work. I have a couple of coworkers that as soon as they get busy, they don't want to take their breaks. And I get it. You want to try to finish things before you go home.
Yeah.
But if you take a 15-minute break, you might save 30 minutes at the end of the day. And
Well, yeah,
sometimes people don't
because
see it that way, but you
I do
refresh your
that when I
mind.
have a situation like I'm frustrated. I don't know, something is happening and I can't fix it. It is better if you walk away from the problem, take a coffee, take a breather, go outside, check the sun, sleep, whatever, close your eyes, come back. You might be more productive and actually say, "Oh my God, I didn't think of it," because like you're walking away from the issue. Oh, Chris is here. Chris or Steph.
Yeah, I said hello to them, I think. Um, Soul Home Inspired. I'm trying to remember. I keep forgetting her name.
She was hanging out with Angie. I forgot her first name. I'm so sorry. Me and
I
names.
was, yeah.
She was hanging
I know
out
who
with
she is. I know who she
Angie.
is.
She's tall. Her hair
Yeah.
was here. Um, I think it was
Sue,
like
yeah, Sue.
brownish. Her name's Sue. She was
Uh,
with Angie all the time, or most of the time.
Everyone is welcome to camp out for a weekend of drinking, chatting, knowledge sharing, trading, etc.
Do you notice the like the way that he said it? Drinking, drinking first.
Want to say hi?
Hi.
Okay.
Hi, Sally.
You're the only one who's not sick right now, and the kids.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna keep on going in the
I'll be
chat.
careful since there's child ears. But like he did say drinking first and then chatting and then knowledge.
Yeah.
So we can tell which priority comes first for Darren.
I like the order of your list. Yeah, Magdalene likes it too. You sure you ain't gonna work all weekend?
What did I miss? Darren said Chris is saying, hopefully, Darren, it's crazy that's happening in May. Hopefully they get it under control. What's happening? I missed that. Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, they're dealing with a
Fire,
forest
yeah,
fire
behind the house. Is it
behind the
a
house.
house fire or a forest fire? It won't make anyone work. It won't make anyone work. We offered it to Mike, and yet we didn't do anything when we were there. So,
Yeah, but if you go again, he might wait for you as soon as you arrive with the chainsaw.
well, in my defense, I did help, and I told him I was happy that I had a chance to do some work on his house. When we were there, the guy arrived with the windows, so I helped him carry a window to the house. So that was my part.
Yeah, you help. I hope that the fire, Darren, gets resolved really fast.
Yeah, that's one of the things at Darren's place. He's got a bunch of neighbors with sleigh dogs,
Hmm.
and they keep howling all night, like all the time. You don't hear it in his videos, and I think he said something about doing the videos in the morning because of it. That's the only time they don't howl.
Oh my god. Well, you probably get used to it, but
Yeah,
still.
I could hear them from where I was sleeping. All incubators from China. I never even worry about humidity.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's my house. Maybe my house is too dry. But I had such a hard time with the incubators. And when I think after like the fifth or seventh time I used it, the panel blew.
I
So it
had
was a $200 investment that I only used like under 10
Oh,
times.
that sucks. I did the same thing. I bought two off. Is it Wayfair or Amazon? They were like $120 each. I did hatch a few chicks, I have a few videos, from last year where I hatched a few chicks, but it was just like maybe a 30% success rate.
Hmm.
And you need to clean them, but as soon as you do, if you put any single drop of water in there, it gets in the motor and, it makes funny noises and suddenly it
Hmm.
stops working. But there's no way to clean it up unless you like pressure washer it because there's a bunch of tiny little holes where the
Yeah.
crap goes and
I like the brand you bought of the incubator. It's a good brand.
Ovabator.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wanted to tell you if you had specific questions to ask me, and like we kind of went off topic quite often. I only have like 20 minutes left.
20 minutes left. All
Yeah.
right. I was looking for, okay, so this is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see. This is the incubator I bought.
Yeah, it's the new digital version.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, Questions I have for you is mostly just to continue on the conversation we're having right now. Um, Now that we're back from the conference and, every little star has fallen back down, um, what comes next for you?
Uh, well, my batteries are recharged. And for me, I am transplanting cold hardy crops, and I am starting the process of I have a hard time saying this word,
Hardening.
hardening off my tomato plants. So like before the conference, it was preparing that so that I can plant them, and like I planted like 3 sowings of of brassicas, cabbage, broccoli, and cauliflower, and they were all successful. So now I have the problem of having too much, and now it's actually finding space. I also got delivered some compost, 7 cubic cubic yards, sorry,
Okay.
and I have to shovel that a little bit everywhere, creating new garden beds, and it's pretty much that time of year, like hardening off plants either in the high tunnel or on the deck, and then planting them.
Is
And
my fan force? I wouldn't know what you mean. It's all automatic, so go on. Sorry.
no worries. So it's basically just getting my plants ready to get them in the garden. I am also raising some meat birds. In this time of year, like this weather is not good for them. So we're trying to make them as comfortable as possible. And we have some our inside of our coop, our chicken coop broke. So it's a 2 level chicken coop. The bottom is for the ducks and the top part is for the chickens. And I think it's one of my kids that climbed on this,
Oh no.
and it kind of so we have to fix that. But other than that, it's like really like standard things that I have to do. And I actually came to the realization that I might not have my greenhouse for my seedlings.
Oh no.
No,
Uh,
it's okay. I'll figure something out. But
yeah,
it's
yeah.
okay.
You'll do great no matter
It's
what.
because you need 13 hours of sun, 10 to 13 hours of sun. And the way that my lot is positioned, I have like trees blocking. So I would have to supplement with lights, and that bothers me. Because the fact that I want a greenhouse is I want to stop using the lights.
Yeah. Hello, Robert. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you for dropping by. I'm gonna try to go a little bit faster. Bought a chair for conference. We didn't even use them. I bought a chair as well, and could be an option. We're dealing with forest fire right behind our house. Yeah, I saw the pictures on Facebook earlier. I'm hoping that, um, like, I mean, even like you want to think about your house and your animals first. Uh, but I'm hoping that your property doesn't get affected because the damage could be catastrophic.
Yeah. Well, like he was saying, his cows are there.
Yeah. And this, like, even if it doesn't get that close to the house, this is where it goes for hunting and stuff. So okay, I'm gonna go a little bit faster. I saw someone saying goodbye to, I think it was Lynn.
Homestead of Chorus is here.
Still here, right on. Thank you, Robert. And
Bucket list. It's Lynn that left.
yeah, a couple of people. Robert, don't worry. I am doing my homework this weekend. I will start growing and harvesting and foraging and all that stuff. I took 5 days off, but I'll be back on track. I promise, Captain.
With everything going on with you and Surge, you're going to have a lot of content this year. I'm not worried. You'll probably have too much content.
Yeah, I can put some aside for this winter maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the content I'm afraid of. It's the time to go and do everything. Because I need to get the barn done to get my animals, but I also want to harvest, for it's foraging season for like fiddlehead soon.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to make sure that when that happens, when the day comes, that I'm ready to go. There's going to be like mushroom picking season as well. I don't even know when that is. I'm going to be learning, with my friend Louise.
Mm-hmm.
So when all those things happen, they're like in a very close, like 1 week window. And if I can't go, well, I miss my chance. So I have to get that done when time comes.
Darren has the little camera, the little rectangle camera. I can't remember the name. There's a chest adapter that you can put here that you could just set it on and just walk around. Obviously, you would have to film yourself just before and then put your phone in your pocket and then have that like cam on you and film as you go around. Your hands would be free, but you would be able to film.
Yeah, there might be something on Amazon for even
the
for
phone?
cell phone. Yeah,
Probably.
I just need to look. Yes, Mylene, it was my daughter Miley.
Mm-hmm. Look at the comment of Homestead of Chorus. 5 days off. Oh my, the Canadian growing season is about 3 weeks. You better hurry up, sir.
It's not started yet. I'm still 2 weeks, 3 weeks before my last frost.
I'm actually harvesting right now. I'm harvesting lettuce, radishes, spinach. I'm harvesting a lot. So the growing season, yes.
Loud. My captain's here. My boss is here. Don't say it too loud. My captain's here. I'm just kidding.
It's our secret.
Yeah. I see comments for Darren. I'm gonna try to go faster. 5 days off. Impending doom. Pending doom.
I do have a question either for you and for the viewers that were actually attending to the conference, or maybe people that like a certain suggestions for next year. What would you like to see? Like, I have an answer for it, but I'm curious about yours. What would you like to see at the conference that wasn't there this year?
Maybe not like the speakers were all right. Well, I was there for the round table, and I was there for a part of Chris's speech. I kind of missed pretty much the whole rest because I was just like outside meeting people and enjoying the good times. I would like to have, I don't know, a way to go and do everything but not miss anything. Like this year, it's either we went outside and miss some of the speakers, or go in and miss some of the stuff that was happening outside. I know it's kind of hard to do, but maybe a little bit longer. And I wish it would have been like something else after, a place where people could have gone to socialize and have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I know it was maybe different for all of us because we were just so happy to be there. And maybe this is not exactly what Marcy had in mind when she.
It was her first. It was her first. So.
Yeah. But.
Chris is saying that it was just all right. Your comment said that the conference were just all right. No, they were not. They were perfect.
I missed. I didn't know what time it was, Chris. So when I got in, you were talking about. You were at the point where you were talking about vegetables and how to grow them, and it was basically the same information you had in one of your videos or one of your live streams. So I saw. Well, the video is out already. The video I had yesterday, you can see the little bits and pieces where you were talking in front. So this is something that I've already heard you talk about. It was still interesting. Don't get me wrong. Like I could listen to you talk about squash all day. Just not with beer in my
Squash.
hand because I would get drunk. But no, it's just that it was. Yeah, I know you're joking, but it was just something that I've heard you talk about before.
Hello,
Um,
Robin or Eve. I can't remember which one assists to life. I agree with Patrick. More specific topics, and also I think it's Chris that's here. Like breaks between each presentation. I also agree, and I would say a break for lunch. There was no break for lunch. There was a conference at 12, and like you need a bit of time as a listener or as a conference person talking. Like you need a breather between each conference. I would say an advertisement of what is there, what to expect. Like when you walk in the conference hall, who's speaking at what time, and also at the entrance. Those are like little details that would actually help out, because like we spoke about it on our YouTube lives and we knew about it, but as a person that is
not on YouTube.
lost or not on YouTube or has no idea what's going on, it would have been helpful for them to actually know what time is each conference.
And
There
another
is,
thing.
yes.
Go ahead.
One last thing is I would have divided what Chris, like I missed part of what Chris talked about, but I would have went in depth in starting a homestead. Either the options in an apartment, the options on small land, medium land, big land, so that people don't see it as overwhelming. Because when someone is interested in our lifestyle, and I think it's Chris that said that, it's easier to get overwhelmed with all the options. But if someone like walks you down the path of their journey and they have a small land, well, it's easier for you to understand what you could do with the land that you have, because there's so many things to learn. And like Patrick said, more specific subjects like raising rabbits, raising chickens.
Well, they had someone talking about bees, someone talking about
Yeah,
coffee.
I wanted to assist that one, but my neighbor keeps spraying every year, so I would lose my hive every year.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't go.
One of the things that I would have changed is like we talked about breaks in between the speakers, and I I find it hard because we were there. I think that people enjoyed the round table from the comments we got and from the interaction we got with people. People started asking questions at the end, and then it was our time to go. Like I understand we have an hour and we can't stay there forever, but we said if you have any more questions, come see us after, and people did. Like I think Darren was saying that someone went to him and Chris as well, and I'm guessing probably someone went over to Mike. Someone came to me, and I'm like, okay, there's actually someone coming to me and talk to me.
Yeah.
Like I felt like, wow, this feels like weird but fun. Like I almost felt like a superstar for a few minutes there. Like people knew me and I didn't even know who they were.
Yeah, there's also that aspect that people wanted to come meet the
Yeah,
YouTubers.
yeah, and that's something that we didn't think about. Like I mean, Sue was there, Dave Knight was there. There were some other people there that we had no idea that were watching us, and they're like, "Hey, I'm watching you on YouTube." I'm like, "Oh, cool!" Like, um, but just to take time to answer those questions after we were done speaking, just to take like we had like 5 minutes, and then Mercy came to us and she's like, you guys, someone else is getting ready to start. You have to go in the back. And then we were at the back, but I kind of felt bad because,
The next presentation started.
yeah, there was a presentation started, and I didn't want to, you know, interfere, but at the same time, I didn't want to be rude to the person that was talking to me. And then his wife came in, and was talking to those two amazing people, and I had to stop. So, but I having more time in between would have been even better.
Yeah, but that would have made the event longer.
Yeah, but like I said, like maybe I don't know, maybe it would have in the future it might get big to the point where they can have two speakers at the same time.
Yeah.
Talking about two different things, and you can go to the one you want. You know what I mean? Like you might have someone talking about bees, but maybe bees is not something I'm interested in, and I want to go, learn about pigs, for example, and someone
Yeah.
else could be talking about pigs. Um, I don't know. There's Marcy's alone working on the project, and she did an amazing job. And I want to thank her very much because it was fun. We're just talking about ways to improve in the future, but we know it's hard to do, especially when you're alone working on such a project.
Marilyn just said a comment. I know Macy did not want to be a YouTube event, but we were kind of all there and we could not just take YouTube from us. Maybe we could have a table or something next year. Well, YouTube is a way of expanding. Like there are viewers here right now that are not YouTubers. And us talking about it is actually promoting the event for her in a sort of sense. So, and we were not like all taking out our cameras and like advertising that we were YouTubers. Like we talked about it, but it was not like the subject of the
I
conference.
saw one of the pictures or one of the videos. I don't know who it was. It might have been I'm gonna say it wrong, but Hollaby Homestead.
Yeah.
I think it was your video. At some point, I see myself, and there's like 10 cameras right at me. I'm like, okay, that was weird. I didn't know this was happening. Like I think I had my camera on me talking maybe to someone else, and then like everyone had their camera turned at me. I'm like, okay, were they taking pictures of me or filming or whatever? Like I might end up on YouTube like on 50 different channels for all I know.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun though. Like I don't mind at all. Like I mean, you're there because we're YouTubers, so maple syrup would be a good subject. Yeah, it would have been nice. So much to think of. Info for new homesteader would be cool for the newcomer, but in depth would be benefit for more. Yeah, that would make sense.
I find that homesteaders that create YouTube channel, they do it for multiple reasons, but there's mainly two: to teach, to inspire. That's the main reason, and then they do it for revenue. So by us being present at the homesteading conference, it might inspire people to share their journey and share their knowledge and share what they have acquired or their background and bring more of the homesteading world, because the conference is like only one way of learning, but it's only one day. There
Yeah,
are other days that you will need knowledge, and by either creating your journey or following someone that shares their journey, it kind of like brings us all together as a big homesteading family. So I understand why Macy wanted it not to be too much of YouTube, but it's like kind of making our family of homesteading bigger.
yeah, and it's kind of like if it wasn't for YouTube, we wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't travel 12 hours just
Yeah.
for a 1 day conference. It was mostly to go and meet all of you.
Yeah.
And YouTube is a social media, and I know most of the people that are on YouTube are also on different social medias like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and so on. And those social medias are medias. So to me, having a bunch of YouTubers there was like having CNN or someone doing the news of an event.
Mm-hmm.
So I see it positive because there's a lot of advertising. There's a lot of people talking about the conference right now all over the place on YouTube. And I think it's not only good for us Canadian as YouTubers, but it's also good for the conference because the more you talk about something, the more people will know about it. And now
Mm-hmm.
people are watching our videos and they're like, okay, so there was a conference and this is what it looked like. And,
Mm-hmm.
they had fun. We want to go next year.
Well, yes, as YouTubers, we wanted to meet, so we went. And like we wanted to actually meet the friends that we made here, but it was not a YouTube event, because if it was specifically a YouTube event, it would not be homesteaders. Like
Yeah.
we were all a group of people that we are first homesteaders, but we choose to make our journey public. Like not everyone wants to do that side of the work, like it, because like just homesteading is a hard. By filming it, like you have to show the good, the bad, and ugly, so like you have to be completely transparent, and that's like a whole nother ball game that you have to include in your daily work. But like I find that we were not advertising, we were filming, but we were not like la 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 YouTube, 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 YouTube all the time. And we kind of made
Not
this
inside
event
anyway.
not inside. The
Yeah.
people were asking us if we were YouTubers. Like I did not publicly say like, "Hi, my name is Anny. I'm a YouTuber." Like I didn't do that because like I had so much respect for the event.
Yeah. Brought me down again. So you have to go soon, right?
Yeah, I have like 1 or 2 minutes left.
Okay.
Patrick says I would not have been there if it wasn't for YouTube. So there's good and there could be bad. I'm sure that on bigger conference like in a Homesteaders Americas conference, there is good, bad, and ugly also with
YouTube. Yeah.
YouTubers and homesteaders assisting. Like it's a big event. The smaller the event, the little problems you're gonna have. The bigger the event, the
Yeah.
more problems you can have.
Was a vendor that asked you if it was a homestead or YouTube event? Yeah, someone asked me if it was a YouTube event. I'm like, not really. It's a homesteading event, but there's a lot of YouTubers here because we've met through YouTube because we were all homesteaders.
Homesteading, yeah,
So we all decided to come and meet here for the first time, and like have some fun.
yeah. And the fact that we're all sharing it on YouTube, uh, next year, I'm sure that
It's going to be a lot more people.
yeah, because people are curious about homesteading, but most of them don't know where to start. So like if I go with my story, and I'm going to finish with that. If I go with my story, 5 years ago when I decided to be self-sufficient with my food, I was already looking at big channels on YouTube, and they were already where I wanted to be, but I did not find someone that was struggling like me. Like there was no one that around me locally that was doing it. And it's by meeting people that I was able to answer some of my questions. So I find that by creating the community we did there, we actually met new people that we did not know that they were homesteading or viewers. And we are creating a bigger community, and we're going to feel less and less alone.
And I also met some YouTubers that I didn't know were YouTubers. I didn't know
Uh,
Scarlett at first.
nope, me neither. And I did not know
Hollaby
Hollaby
Homes.
Homestead. And I think there was another one. Sue. I didn't know. I've never seen Sue, or I've never seen her name.
I don't think. Well, I think she's just started on her second
Yeah.
channel, if I'm not mistaken.
And I also the lady that I bought plants, I can't remember her name. She said that she was scared starting her YouTube channel. I'm like,
No, like she took
don't
our
be.
emails.
She
I'm
took
waiting
our
for the
emails,
email.
and I said, just come, just chat with us, meet us, and you will be able to create community, and
Yeah,
you
be
will
part of the
find,
family.
yeah. Homesteading is a funny topic because a lot of people do it so independently. So building
Building.
a community
Yeah,
online and offline in the, yeah.
yeah, that's right there. it's so weird. Like, and this weekend it was connecting the virtual world and the real world together.
Yeah.
Like, I was talking to other people and they were asking me where I went, and I didn't say I was going to meet, random YouTubers or, people I had met online. It was like, went to see some friends, some family. Like, that's how it felt. I
Yeah,
went to see
it's
some friends, spend time with friends.
yeah, there's blood family and there's the homesteading community. I obviously we are all YouTubers, but I actually consider us as a big family.
Yeah, definitely. I have a bunch of brothers and sisters.
Yeah, from another mother.
Another
From
father.
many other mothers. Well, I'm going to let you go.
All
It
right.
was fun chatting with you guys,
Thank
and
you very much for being here.
it's my pleasure. And if you guys are thinking of going to the conference, try to plan in advance for next year to make sure that you're well prepared. Because if you have nothing going on and you want to build a homestead, well, then you just pick yourself up and you go to the conference. But if you have an actual thing going on, you need some sort of plan for you to be able to go. I don't think I'm missing. I was looking at
There's
the comments.
Scott from Rambling with the Brooms that just came in. Hi,
Hello,
Scott.
Scott. Well, I'm
Um,
leaving. Sorry, Scott.
yep. Thank
So
you.
take care.
Yeah. Talk to you
Bye.
later. I posted the link in there. If anyone wants to come up, have a chat about the conference or the plans for the upcoming days or weeks, you're more than welcome to. Um, I went to the conference in Ontario, and Scott lives in Ontario. And funny thing, he was supposed to come to the conference, and he was going on vacation to see his mother-in-law, which happens to live 20 minutes away from my place. So we had a few messages back and forth, and all right, let's go for a supper. Let's go and we'll meet and have a few drinks and have a chat. And so we did. Um, Wednesday, we went over at 1026 restaurant. We had a delicious meal. I went for poutine and it was wings night, so I had some wings. And yeah, we had a few drinks and we had a few talks about a bunch of different things. It turns out that Scott is an amazing guy as well. It would have been fun for him to be at the conference as well. I'm sure he wants to be there next year. But for those who don't know him, I suggest you go and check his channel. He has a great channel as well, and he's a perfect moderator for a lot of people. So when you see um, someone being a moderator for so many people, it means that people trust him, and if they trust him, well, it means he's a trustworthy person. And I don't know. I see Hickory Croft is still here. I don't know, Chris, if you spoke to Scott about what I'm going to say. I know Stephanie said that you like to give the little wrench to a bunch of different people on your live streams, to be the moderators. Scott had a few bad experiences with moderators. Um, I'm going to give you the same advice you gave me. Make sure that you trust the people you put as moderators because sometimes you're basically giving them access to some of the functionalities of your YouTube channel. So I guess it happened to some people that they had some moderators and they started blocking people or deleting people and doing bad things to the channel. So it kind of hurt their channels in the end, and before they realized it was kind of too late. So everyone, if you find moderators, make sure you trust them. And speaking of which, there you go. It shows that I trust you. Let me go back up. Seminars would be a good idea. Yeah. Once again, I don't remember. Well, I don't know that I don't remember. I don't know how. Okay, pin message. Message pin. So you guys see the message up above? Yeah, okay. So you're welcome to come and have a chat. And you have me as a mod. Oh, Patrick's here. Hey, hey.
What's up, man?
Much, not much. So is this your first official first live stream? Right on.
Yes.
Right
Does it
on. I've
sound
been the
good?
first to a bunch of different people. It's fun. It's nice.
So how you been?
So I've been pretty good. What do you think of the conference?
It chopped there a bit.
Oh, there's a lag.
Yeah, we're good.
So you hear me now? You good?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah.
All right. So what do you think of the conference?
It was amazing, like you guys said, It's like I was saying, I wouldn't gone there if it wasn't for YouTube. So went there to meet people I didn't know. I had many other things to do, and I don't know why I went. So it was great.
You don't regret it.
No, I wish I could have seen that Borat suit dance, but
Yeah, don't start with the rumors now.
no.
It wasn't me, it was Darren.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. But no, the conference was good. Like was way too short, but at the same time was long day. Like back and forth
Yeah,
and
the
stuff
traveling.
like that. Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it was the same for us, even though we didn't travel that far on that day. Like it was just about an hour, but we had to be there for 8:30 in the morning because Bridget was, one of the vendors. So we woke up around. Well, I'm set up on the biological clock from New Brunswick, so I wake up at 6 a.m. my time every morning. So I was there, waking up at 5 a.m. Quebec time, Ontario time. Luckily for me, I got to the living room in Maryland for some reason. She couldn't sleep either, and she was there, reading a book. So I kind of,
All
bugged her
primed
a little
up.
bit. I stopped her from reading, but we had a few chats in the mornings, and we try not to wake up Darren and Bridget. So hopefully they were able to sleep.
Nah. No,
So
same here. We left
yeah,
around 4 o'clock. Just primed up. Just and
can't
beat
sleep.
all the
Yeah, gotta
traffic.
go.
Yeah. So you left like on the Thursday. That means.
Yeah, I left on
Okay.
Thursday morning around 7:15, I think.
Hmm.
I wanted to make sure I was going to be on time because I was picking up Marilyn at the marina in Rivière-du-Loup. And, well, I was there about 15 minutes before, but turns out the ferry left about 30 minutes late. So I was there like 45 minutes in advance. But it was a beautiful day. I walked a little bit, like right there on the wharf. And
I bet you met 20 other YouTubers in Rivière-du-Loup, in 20 minutes.
not really. There was a lot of people walking though, like
Mhm.
a lot of nice people there, saying hi. And I was there with my phone, filming everything I could. They,
For sure.
Nobody asked me, nobody bothered. I was just like mostly filming, the sea, and there
So
was a
were
few
you
birds.
behind when you came back? Like a lot, like we were kidding about that earlier, but were you behind? Like,
Uh, not not necessarily because I was ready, and like I said earlier, there's nothing really going on because I'm still 3 weeks away from my last frost date. My plants were watered, my animals were fed. The only thing, I had one mama rabbit that got her babies 2 days after, but I couldn't have done anything even if I was here. I probably would have done a lot more work that that needs to get done, but there's no specific timeline. I have a little greenhouse to build that I purchased from Ken's store. I have another one with an old uh, temple shelter that I also purchased the plastic to put around, that I need to figure out a way to build it, to make it work, to make it last. I have a few garden beds that I want to build, but if I don't have time to build them, just not going to build them. I mean, it's not like there's nothing that's going to die because I don't build them.
You don't put
I would love,
yourself in a situation where you have to or you need to, and
yeah, exactly. Like I want to have. I have one that I got for Christmas. Galvanized garden bed, small one that I'm hoping to put in the back of the property, and I'm gonna go get some compost either this weekend or next week. Next weekend, I want to put some herbs in there. Perennial herbs,
yeah,
uh, like chives and
it's
I
gonna
think
stay there for a while.
yeah, stuff like that. I also have some mint. I got some mints from Anny that I gotta plant as well. I have a few mint patches already, so I. It's not. Then again, it's not like a really big thing. I can just go and plant some stuff there. The only thing is, I am moving my barn as soon as possible, and until I move the barn, I can't start my garden. Like I have two little aisles in front of my barn, but I'm not gonna plant anything in there until the barn leaves because
Do you have to
I
dismantle the
can
barn, or you just pick it up?
pick it up and move it somewhere else. I bought it. It was standing structure already. Got it delivered to my place, and now it's just a matter of taking it and bringing it somewhere else. So I know also that once that leaves, where it is sitting right now, the weed is all dead under it. Probably, hopefully, it's been there for 2 years now. So it's going to give me another spot, to actually grow some more stuff.
Yeah,
So I can either, put mint there as well, or whatever, like squash or cucumbers or anything like that. Yeah, um, yeah, like it's a few things like that that needs to get done, but nothing, nothing major. Like nothing's going to die.
that's good. Very good. Yeah, I never put myself in a position where I need to do something, but once you start something, you sort of have to finish.
Yeah, that's
Like
the thing.
yeah, I was able to move my chicken, my future chicken coop as well here. But at the same time, I'm not behind, so I'm not worried too much. So I'm just going at it, and still have to work every day, so it's fun. But same thing,
Yeah.
garden stuff is happening.
Hmm.
You're in 4B, right? Zone 4B.
4B. Yep.
Okay, I wonder if
So
we
I
have the same
still
4B.
okay. My last frost date is on May 28th.
Okay, yeah.
But we usually don't plan anything at least until the next week. We usually go after the full moon,
Yep.
which this year is on June 13th, I think.
Oh,
So
that
it's
late,
going to
eh?
be before that. Yeah, and that would be too late because I mean we still got to grow stuff, right?
Yep.
And I agree with you, Robert, on that one. People will have to go and plant a garden at least because vegetables and the meat, even the meat, it's been going out like crazy for the last couple of years.
Hmm. That's one of the reason I prep. Like just grow food and stuff. It's just for the financial part of it.
Yeah, and like I said on one of my previous lives, it's not. I don't do it necessarily because I think like a global catastrophe is going to happen. But at the same time, like I might lose my job tomorrow.
Mm.
If I have food in the freezer, that's one thing I don't have to worry about.
Yeah, tomato cans are at $3. Used to be at 99.
Yeah,
99 cents.
exactly. So if you start counting everything, it adds up. I could have chatted all night. Yeah, I had told my son in the morning that I was gonna give him his birthday present. It's only in July, but it was a fly fishing rod, and I want him to practice a little bit before we go fishing. And I want to go fishing because it's fishing time now.
Prime time. Yeah.
So I told him I was going to give him his birthday present, and I told Scott like he's pretty tough because he didn't call me, didn't text me for like 3 or 4 hours. And then suddenly I get a phone call. Dad, are you coming home? I'm like, okay, yeah, I should probably go soon. But
I
there's
can
also,
relate.
yeah,
I
there's
can
also the
relate.
fact that you don't want to go in a place like this, and there was a band playing, and then you're drinking a few beers, and you have to drive back home. It doesn't go well together, alcohol and driving. So,
Of course not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No more fishing sometimes.
yeah, playing a fire heading to your house. So, okay, talking about
Yeah,
I'm
it's
on
crazy. It's crazy dry over here. I don't know about you, but I understand Darren's when he was talking about fire as his place and stuff. Like here, it could happen like in a heartbeat.
Where I live, I would be safe because there's a bunch of fields all around. Like there's a strawberry field right behind me. Like I'm guessing it could be some trees lining up, but it wouldn't. I don't think it would become dangerous. I don't think the smoke would be an issue because there's too much field around.
Yeah. I live right in the middle of it, so I guess it would be. It's something I never thought about.
Yeah, in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
Um, like I dream of living in the woods, but then again, that's something that we were talking on one of Darren's live streams the other day about getting ready and being ready in case something happens. That's something that didn't I don't think it came up, but you have to think differently if you live in the middle of the woods because fire is a possibility.
Yeah. You think about bugging out, not bugging in.
Yeah, and it happened in Alberta a few years back. I remember my brother-in-law talking to me about how they went through everything, and he's like, at some point, you had to call his wife and kids, telling them like, you get in the car and you leave, you forget about me. If like you're not waiting for me to get home because you're gonna die, you have to go. I'll find another way. And they had to split up, and it was very scary. And it was like, they couldn't even go there for like 3 years. There was a point where my sister-in-law said she was moving back here. She didn't want to go there,
Wow.
but they got like over their fear and they went back.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can catch up on the chat. Oh, I see. Okay, my chat is just going up and down, so I try to go down a little bit, and then it just goes
It
way back
goes
down.
up. Yeah, I don't see them.
A lot of people's first
Maybe I
life.
should go there. I should go on it.
I have my YouTube open there, so I see the stuff coming. So I see that Mallory's here. Thanks for being here, Mallory. I haven't seen you too active lately. It's been a while since I've seen you.
So you've been the first of many people, Remy.
Yeah, I've had Lynn for the first time. I've had Annie for the first time. I've had you for the first time. Slava from Kitchen Garden Therapy for the first time. Who else? I think there was one more at some point. I can't remember, but anyway, yeah. Well, all the guests that don't have a YouTube channel were obviously live for the first time. Darren saying couldn't sleep either; was too excited. We were able to sleep that night though. Like the hot tub really like
Oh yeah.
got me numb,
Boom.
and when I woke up the next morning, I think that's why I had like this big like pain in my back. Like I had to take Advil on my way to the conference.
So you don't blame that on the age. You blame that on the spa. That's fine. That's
Well, yeah, either the fact that I was sleeping on a very small mattress or the fact that I was in the hot tub. I usually don't mind. Like I could sleep on the floor. I've been sleeping in tents since I was a kid, so it's never been an issue for me.
hot and cold. Sometimes there's that.
Yeah. 3 a.m. Thursday, 4 a.m. Friday, 5 Saturday. Yeah, and Sunday we probably could have slept a little bit longer, but then again, I think around 7 I was up anyway.
So was that the sleeping time or the wake up time?
The wake up time, of course. But on Saturday night, it was pretty close to 3 a.m. my time when we got to bed.
That's rough.
Well, we had fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
Like you get to socialize with people. You talk and you talk and you talk and you tell jokes and you talk about deep personal stuff, and then you laugh, and then you hear stories about everyone. It was just like you don't see time go by.
Yeah. I see Ikari Craft Farms comment there. Yeah, can't wait for the full swing of gardening. That's for sure.
And that's what you're supposed to do. Like we have a lot of projects that have to happen this year. I have the same issue, Chris. There's so many, Chris or Steph. I have so many things that I need to get done because I want it to get done, but it's not always, like I have to get the stuff done for next year because I want to start being more self sufficient. But I also have to keep in mind that I am in Shed Wars and I have to grow a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you have to plan and act upon. You have to do your stuff today. So, do I do this? So next year we'll be there. Or this there and
Yeah,
there. For
like it
sure.
might cost me $200 this year, but if I do it properly this year, it won't cost me anything next year.
Maybe
I
the
will
5 minutes.
save time. I will save money. I will save food. Uh, sorry. So I said hello to Mallory, Learning Curve Acres. Marcy, welcome to the chat. I haven't seen you yet. Same zone as us. Last year, your last frost was a few days into June. What I do though, because here I don't know if I'm allowed to or not, but I just take the right to do it. I put the sprinkler on, and whenever I'm supposed to get frost, I leave the water on all night. So
So
by doing this, the plants stay wet, but they don't freeze.
interesting.
Yeah, I kind of had the same feeling. Beginning of December, it was like, okay, I can finally rest. Deer hunting season was over. I harvested the last animals I needed to. I was done preserving most of the stuff. Maybe a few recipes here and there, and then boom, January arrives, and it's like, okay, we have to get a plan going because I don't want to be like last year and be overwhelmed by everything. So you want to
Yeah,
start planning
planning
what
and everything.
what seeds I'm gonna get, and
Yeah,
um,
100%. Same thing here.
yeah, and then you realize, okay, I'm into February now. I have to start some stuff. Like I have to plant inside, but I don't have the grow lights yet. I don't have the shelves yet. Like you have to go and get that stuff.
Still need to shovel.
Unpacked. Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's always something.
yeah.
35 Celsius there. Wow.
He's in New Brunswick as well, right?
No, he's in Ontario. Well,
Ontario.
I don't know. I think he's gone home. He was here for vacation, but I think he's headed back home now. He should be home by now
Yeah,
because
it's
it's not
very,
35
very
degrees here.
tempting.
Yeah, it's not 35 degrees here.
I think it was 30 here. In the eastern townships. I think it's pretty much here still, but we're gonna get like frozen like temperature for sure.
hmm I feel happy to have you here, Mallory, especially since it's been a long time. So it means a lot to me that you took time to come and say hi. You did awesome. Yeah, my son did awesome. He didn't call too much. He just called once, and I think I was just telling Scott that it would have probably been time for me to go. If I had a drive to go back home, I would have stayed there all night. Did you have a chance to go listen to the band, Scott? Things going well. How about you? Okay, talking to each other. It's really dry for May. We're supposed to get rain for like a week here
Yeah,
this
same,
week.
same. Yeah, it's been so dry, and it's supposed to be raining on Sunday here. So
Okay.
hopefully it's gonna happen.
Holby, Homestead, pretty much like you. They live surrounded by woods. So, Patrick, since you're here, I'm going to ask you: did you
Mhm.
get chickens yet? Did you have chickens?
I do not like. I'm building
Not
my
yet.
coop right now. Like actually,
Okay.
I'm building the run. The chicken arrives on June 10th,
Okay.
and then I'm planning on the rabbits. So you said it earlier. It's quite addictive, but at the same time, it's easy, right? So it's just putting stuff in order to you know, get it easy. No struggle. Very important.
Yeah. The coop is the first step, and then chicken comes and can. I say
Yeah,
relax, but then you have to care for them. But if the chicken coop is done, then you can breathe a little bit more.
yeah. That's basically
Uh,
what I wanted to talk to you about. So we're gonna do that thing. Like the ABC of chickens. That's crazy, because we talk about it so often, but really, like it needs to get in my brain in a certain way that I can digest it because there's so many information in it. It's all different.
Yeah, but it depends
So,
what kind of chickens you're getting. Also, if you're getting meat chickens or dual purpose chickens or just chickens for eggs.
for eggs, yeah.
I'm sorry to hear, Mallory. Um, like I don't know what you're going through, but I told you before. If you ever need to talk to someone, I'm here, and it goes for everyone. If anyone wants to have a chat and have a talk, um, I'm always here. We need a hot tub, but the only tub full of water I'm working on right now is to grow more. Aren't we all full, like always, working on something? Um, I've seen Chris's sweet potatoes. Like I was actually in his house, and I wanted to see them. And wow, um, it was pretty cool. It was pretty amazing. It's growing so
The
well.
aquarium,
Yeah,
the aquaponic.
like he's probably gonna do a
Nice.
follow up on that soon, and like it's revolutionary. Like it's bringing everything to a whole new level.
I'm a big fan of Chris's and Steph. I have to admit they got the science down. Like it's true information all the way through their channel. Like it's crazy, crazy good.
Didn't get home until Sunday morning until 3:30 a.m. Yeah, you guys had about another 2 hour drive to go before you got home. Deep personal stuff. I remember. No, the only deep thing that I've done was look into Mike's eyes.
Oh, you did that. Huh?
Working through it.
He does have some crazy, crazy eyes, does he?
Yeah, I never noticed because I talked to someone on YouTube. I don't necessarily go up to the camera and try to look at people's eyes. And when he's on video, I try to look at the things he does, not necessarily look him in the eyes. I listen to what he says and look at what he does. I've never noticed. Speaking of,
Did you pee in your pants a little?
don't go there. Don't go there. Speaking of getting things done, I have to go outside and work on building our garden. Well, thank you for being here, Marcy. And thank you again for the conference. It was amazing.
100%.
We had a blast. It's dark. I haven't seen outside for like almost 2 hours now, so I don't know. The sun is probably down. After this live stream, I'm probably going to go out and go grab some night crawlers.
Yeah.
I was posting something. I saw a post on Fishing New Brunswick Facebook group, and someone was telling that he wanted to start selling worms, and he had a price like I don't remember. I think it was like 20 for like $5, and someone called him crazy. He said that's way too much work for only $5, and I'm like, seriously? Like I can grab like maybe like 20 worms a minute. It adds up pretty fast. And they started calling me crazy, saying that it was impossible to do. I'm like, I'm pretty sure if I can put the headlight on my head, get one of the kids to film, one bucket in one hand and my other hand to pick up the worms, I can do more than 20 a minute. Because
Okay.
when it's the perfect time, like tonight, it's been slowly raining all day. It's cool, not too cold, not too warm. The soil is still wet. It's
Perfect condition.
one after another. We walk and we see them and we hear them. Like it's insane. So I want to go and get it on film, do a
Yeah.
video on it, and
Mhm.
show it to them and say, "There." Now am I still crazy? I'm gonna time it and not gonna do any editing for that 1 minute.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Go and grab as much as I
What did they say? It's impossible just because it's unusual, or
Yeah, they said that 20 in a minute, like they say that down there, like I think they were like mostly in St. John Fullerton area, and they
okay.
said that it was impossible because there's not enough worms, there's not enough night crawlers to do that, and like you would need to be very very fast.
Okay.
but I've been doing that my whole life,
Oh
and
yeah.
I know
I
how to
just
do it.
I just dig stuff here and I see about that much in a minute.
Yeah, and
I
if
don't
you
know.
go with a
I don't know
light,
those things.
okay, if you go with a light
Yeah.
on a night like tonight, well, maybe not you because it's a little bit warmer, but after, like if it's raining or just after a rain, and it just as soon as it gets dark, go with a flashlight, and if you can
Gonna come
see
up.
the soil a little bit, yeah, they come up to drink and whatever, eat or whatever, and they're all over the place if you have some around you.
Hmm. I remember seeing rain and lots of them on the streets and stuff when I was younger.
Scott is home. So Mallory found a job in a nursery, got a lot of free plants, and have to do a lot, to lift a finger in February. Lucky you. I have plants all over my bedroom and all in the kitchen and every window I can find in the house that has enough sun. There are some plants around.
That's yeah. Yeah, it's we never know what to do to every year. It's like, okay, we got this big last year, so we're fine. Then double, it's like, oh, we're not fine anymore. And then, oh, okay, all the
Well, I'm
things
going
you
to start
adjust.
doing what Wilder Stead was doing in one of their videos. They put, I'm going to say it, squash on the edges because it keeps the weed from growing. So it
Okay,
kills the weed under the big leaves,
yeah.
and you win a few inches every year. So I'm going to try it this year to see if it really works. Last
Hmm.
year I had my cucumbers on the edges, and the weeds just took over, and my cucumbers didn't grow at all.
Yeah, they seem to grow slower, But yeah, there's many things they did actually that I want to try, like those round bale. I think Darren did one of those before, like round bales and grow potatoes inside, stuff like that.
All right. Thank you, Chris and Steph, for being here. You're probably gone by now, but I'll say thanks anyway. Multi chatting.
It
You
is
seem
getting late.
very busy. Yeah, everybody's can't resist which comes first, the chicken or the egg. Either it's the coop, need somewhere to put them.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
my
Sue's still here
my
as
ladies
well.
want me to put them in the house. So
Yeah, and I I felt that I could trust you, Scott. With I mean, we had a pretty nice conversation. We spoke about a few things as well. It's weird because at first, like I started talking like to Marilyn and Annie, and it was like they live so far away. Like if I tell them my problems, who are they gonna tell? Like they can't tell on me. They don't know anyone around me, and it became a little bit more like we started talking more and more, and it's like okay, now I know I can trust them. And it's not only because they live far away; it's because I know I can trust them. They don't judge.
yeah,
And it's kind of weird. And I felt the same way with pretty much everyone that was there at the conference. Like give a
it's
call, message.
people get together for a reason. It's never up on nothing.
Yeah. Thank you for being here, Hollaby Homestead. Hope to catch you guys later. I know
They
you
were there
guys have.
too, right? They
They
were
were there
there.
too. Yeah. And she was saying that she hasn't done her first live stream yet. I think they want to start, if I'm not mistaken. So
That's
go ahead and
this
do
guy.
it.
This guy.
Well, this
Bad guy.
this guy is doing it for the first time also.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so I'm all caught up on chat. So what's the plan for you, Patrick? Now you went to the
Finishing the
conference,
coop.
came back, fixing the coop.
Yeah, that's the main thing because it arrives and the garden is everything is about in 2 to 4 weeks, right? So those two things, and I got my root cellar that I got emptied, but that's a long-term project. So it's more than likely, dealing with the trash that brought out of there. We brought out of there. So that's it, and then just enjoying stuff after that. Like the chickens and build some rabbit huts or rabbit cages and stuff. But always on easy time, not like crazy, like go crazy at it, so you get drained and get overwhelmed and stuff. So just building it, everything has our own time. So I like that.
Cool. All right, Mallory. Thank you very much for being here. It means a lot that you showed up. I was kind of wondering where you were. Haven't seen you in a while, so it's good to see you here.
Actually, my girlfriend is gonna do the trellis thing for the tomatoes. She saw on her channel.
Cool.
So
So
good
you're
info
learning.
there.
You're learning a lot from everyone in the area, and that's
Yeah.
one of the things. Like, to be honest, when you started coming to all of our live streams, like everyone was wondering, who's that guy? Like, is he creeping us or something? Like, you just came out of nowhere, and
Yeah,
like
true.
you don't know, and like, okay, is he just like following us because he's interested, or is he,
Yeah.
someone else just wanted to get some information on us, or? And then you showed up to the conference, and you told me like you were looking for people like us for a long time, and then you found
True.
us, and it's nice, it's cool, and I'm happy that you did, and you're a good guy. But it brought us a couple of questions afterwards as well. If you've been looking specifically for us, and we're trying to raise our hand and say, hey, we're here, and YouTube is not making the link, so there is something going on that we don't know what it is, but we have to figure something out.
I think it did the link because I did find you guys.
Okay.
Um,
It took
but
a
I don't know
while.
how. Yes, because
Okay.
like I've been here for 2 years, been looking at stuff for 2 years, and even prior to that, because I moved off grid, so I was off grid solar, so I was looking at solar stuff before. But again, nothing is solar is not that bad because it's generally all the same. But when you're looking at farming or like raising stuff in the same climate, same region and stuff like that, like you need the right info. Like it's nice to see a guy or girl or a woman who builds a chicken coop in Arkansas because it's nice, but it doesn't tell you how to do things during the winter, you know.
Yeah.
So I did find you first as per chicken stuff,
Oh,
and
cool.
that's basically the rabbit hole of the round tables and this and that came up.
Nice.
So, but I don't remember what I did and how the algorithm found you to work. For me, it's certainly not when I was listening to tarot or anything like that.
Yeah.
But there's one thing for sure is it did, and or maybe it's Kay that was upstairs. I look at Mallory's Quebec homestead, and then the IP address kicked in somehow. Like it's
That could be it.
could be it. But the main thing is to find people that have the same zones or just about,
Yeah.
and find like what do I do during the winter with my chickens? Can I leave them there? Some people say yes, some people say no, some people say do this, so do that. So, like what do you feed them during summer so it doesn't cost you nothing, stuff like that. The real stuff that makes sense here, well, in Canada where we are.
Mhm.
But that's the main thing to me. Same with Darren. I saw his passive solar greenhouse.
Greenhouse.
So I'm going to give him a shout. I'm going to talk to him eventually about that because that's what the kind of thing I want to put above my root cellar. And I was Wildstead. They build solar panel. Like out of cans and stuff. Like I got old solar panel here, so I want to build the same thing for my chicken coop or my greenhouse to put on top of that. Stuff like that. So everybody's got like a thing that I want to learn from, and in a sense, that's the name I found. That I want perhaps use here. It's off-grid savvy because I want to be savvy about what I do, not just because I learned that on YouTube, but I want to talk to you guys about it. That's what I want to do because it's real information.
Yeah, and it's really fun to when you get into it to get all that information. Not only fun to have the knowledge, but it's fun to go out there and see the way people are doing things, because I might be doing something that maybe Darren's not doing the same thing, and maybe Chris is not doing the same thing,
100%.
and you got to watch our 3 videos and say, hey, okay, so he's doing this, he's doing that, and he's doing this. I'm going to do my own thing with a little bit of every information I get.
That's it. Because everybody's different, and my brain works different than yours. So
Yeah.
the answer at the end will be different no matter what.
So Scott, you're saying you're using hashtag Canadian homesteading on every video now. I think a lot of people started using Canadian homesteaders. Not that it would be a big difference, but I don't know if everyone can agree on one, maybe it would do even better for all of us.
That's
Darren's
for sure.
greenhouse is very good. Yes, it is. And
Yeah.
for me, when I started, learning about the YouTube stuff, there were two things that got me started. First of all, when everything went down, I wanted to learn how to grow more vegetables because I was really bad at it. I'm like, okay, I have time now because we're not allowed to go on breaks at work anymore. Like we can't go to the cafeteria anymore. We have to stay in our office. We're allowed to take our breaks, but in our office. So I'm gonna go and learn as much as I can. So I started learning, trying to find some stuff on YouTube, and I ended up on Am I Gardener. So I got all the information I needed there for my garden, and then I started looking for a way to, just like you, reduce cost of chicken feed. And I ended up on one of Justin Rhodes' video where it was talking about how this guy had a
It's
big,
insane.
yeah, he had a big pile of compost, and the chickens were eating free ranging just with the compost. And he was saying something like, I have 600 chickens and I get 300 eggs per day that I can find. So if they're being fed well,
Yeah.
it works. So from there, I kind of, okay, Justin Rhodes is doing something cool. So I started following him. And then I wanted to find people more in my area. So I found Mapleberry Farm in New Brunswick. I also found Mallory from Quebec Homestead that way because there was only one person in New Brunswick doing the homestead. So I figured, there might be someone in Quebec that I might be able to follow either in French or, um, maybe like you said, a little bit more same climate as me. So I found Mallory that way. And then when I decided to start on YouTube, Mallory's the one that told me like, okay, just do this and that and get started and join this group on Facebook and they will help you. So I did that, and it's funny because to see Mallory here is like, it's like my teachers coming back to see me, like, and from there
Amazing.
it was one thing after another. Like I was following Mallory, she went over to Darren's to show the Pacific greenhouse, and then I started following Darren, and then on the Facebook group I met Hickory Croft that were just about the same place as I was, YouTube wise, and then everything just came from there. Mallory told
Amazing.
Annie to come have a chat with me because we were pretty much at the same level, and we developed a very good friendship from it. I met Scott from one of the live streams at some point, and after talking for a
Amazing.
while, I realized that his parents-in-law live where I work, right here. So it's a small world. It's crazy. So that's why we had a chance to meet for supper the other night,
That's
and
crazy.
so
That's
yeah,
nice.
that's how it
That's
started.
there's always a linchpin, what on those things, and you never know where it goes. And when you carry the good vibes, it's basically brings you to crazy places. But yeah, no,
Mhm.
I'm not a creep. I don't. Well, maybe a bit.
No, I know you're not. I know you're not. It's just maybe not the word I should have used, but it's just more like, okay, who is he? Why is he following all of us suddenly at the same time?
It's the round table. Like at one
Okay,
point,
that's
Dan
how you.
and yeah, because it was real. That's that's
Cool. That's
yeah.
fun.
I'm
That's
just like
nice.
that. I'm intense too. Whenever I do, so sometimes I get very interested. Like it's and this is a way of living. It's nothing like a hobby. Well, it's a hobby at the same time. But
Yeah.
it's just a way of living. So you're like, man, if I can save 6 months or a year by doing something that someone told me, do it. And if it doesn't work for me, I'll change. But man, I'm gonna try everything at least once.
Don't swear, because I'm
Oh,
going to lose
sorry.
my monetization.
I apologize.
It's okay. I might have to go back after and remove it. Put a little beep. Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't think it was heard loud and clear, so I might be all right. Um, so yeah, I'm probably gonna head out to try to go and get some of those night crawlers.
It's already
It
late.
was nice having
Yes.
you,
Thank you.
and thank you everyone for being here. I'm just running out of things to say, and
It's late for
week
you
was
too.
long. It's only 9 p.m., but it's perfect time to go out, and I want to go before the kids go to bed because they want to come out too. Oh, sorry, Robert. This is Patrick. He's a new follower of the Round Table, and we managed to get him to start his YouTube channel. So he's basically, well, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. Tell him what you do before we go.
Well, I'm Patrick Cost, and I live on 23 acres of wooden land, and that's my homesteading journey. And basically, I'm fixing stuff around. I bought this place with my lady a couple of years ago, and the man who owned the place was a forward thinker. So basically, he built a home off grid in '98, so it never been connected to anything. And so I'm trying to revive this place because it's been let go for about 5 years. So I had a lot of stuff to cut, to manage, and for the first 2 years and still today. But the first step was to care for the 50 feet around the house, and then garden stuff. And so we did that. And this year we want to expand to all the poultry and bunnies and stuff. Similar to everybody, I guess.
And just so you know, Patrick, Homestead Aquarius is Robert. He's the captain of my team in Shed Wars.
Oh,
And if you don't know what Shed Wars is, or you might know by now by following me, there's a lot of people doing the Shed Wars. They have amazing channels as well. And of course, they're a different climate, but they give a bunch of nice tricks and tips that can be useful in any zone. If you want to learn some more stuff, if you have time to watch more people, um, go check out Robert
so
and
hashtag Shred Wars.
Shed Wars. Yeah,
Shed Wars. Okay,
Shed Wars.
cool.
It's Shed Wars 22 right now that's going on a lot.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I'll check that out.
Um, Baker and Salon Homestead. I think I said it right. Welcome to the chat. We were just about to leave, and I wrote it down, Scott. I'm gonna go and I don't know if I can do it before it's processed, though. That's the only thing. I might have to remove
It's
it.
Scott, right? Thanks, Scott.
I'll try to see if I can get it fixed before they.
They catch it that quick, and that's crazy.
Yeah, they might. All right. So thank you everyone for being here. Sorry for the one that came in late. I've been here for 2 hours now, so it's time for me to go and bathroom and eat something and go outside and grab a few night crawlers if I can find them. And I will see you all next time. Thank you, Patrick, for being here. If Anny is watching the replay, thank you very much again for being up here with me for the first hour and a half. Gardeners and homesteaders from all over the world are in Shed Wars. Yeah. So
Crazy.
there's a competition aspect where we have to weigh everything we bring in as food, but there's also like the part where we have to teach. So the whole community is focused on teaching the world how to grow food or how to get food.
Teaching. I can grow, but I don't know if I can teach. Mostly it's
Well,
winging it,
well, sometimes that works as well. You never know. Maybe you give it a look this year, and maybe next year, you'll be ready to be in Shed Wars. And Magdalene saying, yeah, French speakers, Shed Wars one day. There's been talk about it, I think. It's just a matter of there's two of them organizing the whole thing, and it's very, very time consuming. And
Sure.
I know how it
Keep it
can
up
be.
too.
Yeah, if you go too big too fast, it might be overwhelming. But then again, if you can find people to take care of it on the French side, it might be doable, I guess. But I
La
hope it
guerre
keeps
des
growing.
granges.
And uh,
La guerre des granges.
yeah, I don't know what it would be called in French if that would make sense. It kind of sounds weird. Captions work. Yeah, not always though. Like I was looking at the captions when I had the song the other day, French song for the karaoke night, the karaoke challenge. The caption don't make sense at all.
No, it never does.
No. All right. Well, take care again, everyone. Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much for
Annie.
being here, and we'll see you all next time. Good night.
Ciao.